on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of The Green Zone, the most elevated sports podcast. If you guys like what we got going on here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Be a friend, tell a friend, share it with someone, pass it along to them, and drop something in the comment. Give us some ideas of what you guys want us to talk about in the future, or if you guys liked what we're talking about here, let us know down there. We'd love to hear what you guys think. Now, let's get into the episode. Welcome back. We are out here talking about the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about this one. I got joining me for the first time ever here on the Green Zone, my boy, resident Packers fan, long-term Packers fan and supporter, Jacob Dermer. Dermer, how you doing today, bud? Welcome to the Green Zone.
Ready to talk some football, bro. Excited for the season. It is upon us.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, we're like, 42 days away from the season at this point.
And to me, it's already started. Like it's
we got off-season Hard Knocks going on right now. Real season Hard Knocks starts in like fucking a week and a half. Like we're almost there. Once the training camp starts, you're in it. It's here, You got training camp starts. 3 weeks from there, college football starts. Another week for not even a week, like 4 days from there, professional football starts. It's on like Donkey Kong, bro.
Well, we're recording this Sunday, July 21st, and there's already teams in training camp. So,
did you? Speaking of football news, did you see Shaq Barrett retired this yesterday?
I saw that. Was he somebody that the Dolphins just kind of signed to backfill? And did they just sign him? Did he not play for them at all?
Not at all. Didn't play a single season. Played.
Dolphins defense is going to be Swiss cheese.
Well, I mean, their secondary is not bad.
They still got some players, but I mean, they lost a lot.
They did lose a lot. We got one of them. We got Roquan Davis from their defensive tackle from last year. I'm stoked. You might have to come pop on that. I haven't had a Dolphins episode yet, so we might have to come pop back on. That one's gonna be a fun one.
Well, we're here to talk about the cheese, man.
The cheese. The Cheeseheads, the Packers, Pack Nation, go Pack, go. We talking about the Packers. I want to know. You've been a Packers fan for a long time. It's been quarterback after quarterback success. Jordan Love, first year starting, it started a little rocky. He got a little shaky at first, and then all of a sudden, towards the end of that season, he lit that bitch up and turned it on. Took him to the playoffs. Almost fucking took him to the NFC Championship. He was this fucking close.
Should have been, bro. Should have been.
How we feeling about him? How we feeling about him this year? How we feeling about him walking into the 2024 season?
How can you not be optimistic? I mean, it was, just going back to, my first experiences watching the Packers as a kid. It was the end of Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And then, he has his exit there, and then it's Rodgers and just excellence for years. And then it's like, okay, that era was over. We got Love coming in. He's been sitting for 3 years. Don't know what to expect. This guy could be an absolute bum, or, he can, show that he's serviceable. It was like, if he turns out to be Kirk Cousins or something like that, you'd be like, wow, insane to go from, to have this guy come in and be a starter for 8-10 years. So
Utah State.
And, just to start the season, like the first game, we blow out the Bears. It was great. He throws 3 touchdowns. He's showing flashes the first 3 weeks of the season. And then it just went downhill after that for a solid stretch. And it got so bad to the point that we were like 2-5, 3-6, whatever it was. And I was telling my brother, who's also a huge diehard Packer fan, we were talking about the draft and trying to get a quarterback. It might have been a slight overreaction, but we were down.
Yeah.
And then the light came on. Something clicked. They opened up the offense a little bit more, started pushing it downfield. And dude, we saw glimpses of excellence, like Rodgers-esque stuff.
Yeah. Some greatness involved with them.
We had no expectations of a playoff run or anything like that. That was just all icing on the cake to what, they had sort of built up. And we blow out Dallas, heck of, that was just an awesome day. We were just shocked,
Oh, we lost you,
as
Derm.
like everyone was, I'm sure. But
Oh no, is it
um,
me? Oh, I lost you for a second. I don't know if it was me or you,
okay, you
but
looked frozen for a sec, but we'll just
okay.
keep rolling. So
Keep running it. Keep running it.
yeah, I mean, going into this year, you're looking at it. Hopefully the offense can take a step forward, just continue to progress. You got the 4 young receivers,
Yeah,
but it's really the defensive side of the ball that is going to determine how far this team can go.
for sure. For sure. You guys got some studs on defense too. Like it's not like you guys are lacking.
It's
You
never
did
been
kind of
a
lose
talent
a good
thing.
amount of people too. I was kind of yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Who's your defensive coordinator?
New defensive coordinator coming in this year. This is LaFleur's third defensive coordinator, so
Yeah,
they have to get it right.
they have to. Yeah. That could be you could almost argue that's his only weakness as a head coach is finding a proper defensive guy to run the team.
I agree.
Did they hire a young guy?
They did. He's relatively young. Jeff Halfley.
Okay.
He's floated around the NFL quite a bit. He's a DB's coach by
Okay.
trade, and then he was with the Niners for a while
Okay.
under some of those guys like Saleh,
Okay.
and then he goes to college and he's the head coach at Boston College, and that was actually a big story of him leaving a head coaching job in college to come to be a coordinator in the NFL with all the NIL stuff. That's been a topic that guys like Boston College, you're struggling. So he's coming in and, hopefully he's going to switch things up because they've been kind of running this scheme that's like the new defensive meta of like shell coverage, very conservative, playing off,
Mm, mm.
giving the offense, underneath stuff. And then it's just been awful to watch, the Packers defense. And it's been like this ever since, the prime Rodgers years. They've never had a good defense that was aggressive and, turning the ball over and stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that's some like, we can get something close to that with Halfley because he's known for more cover one, single high safety, play aggressive. So I'm hoping that kind of lets the talent on the defense show out.
It's tough though. It's tough because in the division that you play in, there is a lot of guys who are burners who can get that ball down the field. You know what I
It
mean?
is
You
true,
play
but
cover one, you're leaving yourself open for them. Wasn't it Jordan Love? Or no. It was Jaden Daniels. Did you see that clip with him and Brian Dable?
I've seen some snippets of the Hard
Uh,
Knocks stuff with
yeah,
the
he was
quarterbacks.
Jaden Daniels was doing they were doing a little like, confuse you type shit playing on the whiteboard and he was like, "Hey, it's blah blah blah. Like this is blah, this is blah, this is blah." And then he switches all of them up to like see if he can remember the play and he goes, "Hey, this is cover one. What are you doing?" Jaden Daniels goes, "Throw a touchdown." And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I like
I actually saw that one. I was
but
I was thinking that was sort of a cop out answer for the actual like scheme
no,
of the play.
for sure. I mean, but if you look at Jaden Daniels' play style from last year, I don't know how much college football you watched, but that dude literally was like, let me run around a lot, see if I can get someone to shake themselves open, and then if they not, I'm taking off down the field.
Yeah.
That was what he did. That's why he won the Heisman, So he wasn't known for having, the whiteboard type skills.
Yeah. Well, that's something that Jordan Love is actually really showing that, because LaFleur's offense is pretty complex,
Yeah.
but he grasped it really towards the end of the season. And it's only going to grow from there. His knowledge of the offense, the experience, the reps. So I
Yeah.
think he has the potential to get to a point, close to like MVP caliber Rodgers. I think it's in
Wow.
there.
Wow. That's a step too. I mean, that was even when you take a guy, what, 10th overall?
I lost you for a sec.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you took Jordan Love 10th overall?
No, Love was, I think, 26th
Oh,
overall. So he
oh,
was
so
a late first rounder.
oh, okay. Well,
And
then That's
They
interesting.
uh they traded up a few picks, like from 30 to 26, took him.
It's like the Rogers situation. Yeah, no, you never know. You guys did have a couple people say bye-bye in the offseason. Aaron Jones, you lost, John Runyon Jr., Darnell Savage, Devondre Campbell, David Bakhtiari. Obviously Bakhtiari, not the worst of stories. The dude hasn't played in like the past 2-3 years. Aaron Jones, how you feeling about that? Long-term Packer, health was an issue this last season. How you feeling about him saying bye-bye and moving on?
I mean, it sucks to see him go to the Vikings, but I totally get it. He wants to say "fuck you" to the Packers now. Uh, I mean, lose Aaron Jones was a great Packer, fifth round running back, and he just over the years became that guy. And he was so explosive, fun to watch, and he was just a cool dude.
Yeah.
So it sucked, that free agency day where they signed Josh Jacobs. For a couple of hours, we were thinking, oh, 1-2 punch of Jacobs and Aaron Jones together, that would have been so nice. And
Yeah.
then it comes out that they wanted Jones to take a pay cut. He said no.
Nah, see ya. But yeah, like you said, you guys went Bama in the free agency. You said, "Hey, Josh Jacobs, we'll sign you," and then, "Hey, Xavier McKinney, we'll sign you." Not too not bad at free agency pickups. I mean, Josh Jacobs has a very similar play style to AJ Dillon, which is the unfortunate part. You're basically running the same offense. You don't get that diversity in running backs. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, if you had Aaron Jones, you'd have that two-headed monster back in that backfield. How you feeling? How do you feel about AJ Dillon?
He better show something this year because that dude sucks. I mean, he's not a good running back, and for some reason, LaFleur just wants to keep giving him the ball. He just does nothing with it. I don't know. I mean, he's shown flashes like late in season when it's cold, and he's kind of come alive in December a couple times. But I, I mean, I don't want him to get more than 5 touches in a game. I like Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, we'll see what he has. They drafted him in the third to kind of be the backup, I hope, to Jacobs.
Yeah, out of trash USC. Ugh. Ugh. Did I lose you again? Oh, we
Yeah,
lost you again.
it's kind of freezing a little bit.
Is that me or you? Because you're
I
freezing
don't
too on
know. I
my
mean, I'm
side.
on my Wi-Fi.
I am too. You got Wakanda Wi-Fi? That African shit? My boy AB, dude, his Wi-Fi is so bad.
I have Xfinity, man, and it's usually okay, but yeah, maybe it is an issue. You might have
Uh,
to edit some of it out.
no, that's
Um,
the point. It's all good. That's literally why we can just chop that bitch, move on. That's why I spent a good 45 minutes on each podcast trying to edit that bitch. So
yeah,
we we good. Um, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? What a hood, what a hood, what a hood at? Where should we go? Where should we go? We got time. I'm gonna cut this part out. Talking about Marshawn. Oh yeah, we're talking about Marshawn Lloyd. Out of USD, which is the worst fucking college in all of America outside of Auburn. How you feeling about your draft picks? Because I was looking at them and I was kind of like, ugh, Jordan Morgan. I mean, all right. Edrin Cooper. I mean, all right. Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, all right. You know what
not a
I mean?
lot of love. Not a lot of love for the draft.
Just wasn't the greatest, in my opinion. Like you were more than welcome to have your own, but I was just kind of looking and I was like, they didn't nail it this year. I'll tell you that. They had an okay draft, but they didn't nail it. How do you feel
I'll
about the
I'll
draft?
I'll push back a little. I'll push back a little. So, okay, the first round pick. I mean, I'm not super excited about that.
We lost him again.
We did need to address tackle, but it seemed like all of the good ones went earlier in the first round. So they settled for this Jordan Morgan kid out of Arizona who I saw. I mean, I didn't know who he was. I mean, until leading up to the draft. So I read some notes. I mean, okay, we'll see if he can play. But um, I like what they did after. So Edgerrin Cooper, he was the consensus best linebacker in the draft.
Yeah.
Um, so you get him to pair with Quay Walker. Hopefully they can make a lot of tackles because their run defense has been dog shit for years. So hopefully Cooper comes in, plays well. Marshawn Lloyd, he brings a pass catching element to this offense. He's really good out of the backfield catching the ball. And he's got some burst too. So I like him. And then what's important, we needed to address safety. So you bring Xavier McKinney in.
Mhm.
He was the best safety in free agency, young player,
Oh, we lost you again,
and
Dermer.
he'll solidify that spot. But then they brought in a trio of three safeties, and you're just hoping one or two of them can come in and play well. And I like the potential that the three of them show. Bullard, especially from Georgia, just add a Georgia defender to your defense, and he should be a solid player. And then you
You'd
got a
hope.
couple of upside guys that maybe one of them turns into a player.
Yeah.
So I like the positional, draft picks that they made in terms of bringing in guys that you really needed to solidify some spots defensively.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it. We'll see how they turn out, but I think it has potential.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're kinda drafting more on, we need to solidify our team rather than we're going for, this hit playmaker play guy type of guy. Not
Yeah,
the worst of, not the worst of draft strategies. I've seen some successful ones, you've seen some, dog shit ones, so we'll see how it turns around. I mean, the Packers have kind of been known to draft and develop their own guys. You look at guys like Romeo Dobbs and, who's that other fool you guys got? Christian Watkins?
Christian Watson.
Watson. Um, Guys that they just brought in off the street, not legitimately drafted, but, um, weren't supposed to be, like, big pop guys and ended up being, kinda stars.
Yeah,
Going into
they,
year 3?
Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so him and Dobbs were in the same draft class, so they're going into their third year, and I mean, Watson just needs to stay healthy, and he's going to be a dog. I
Yeah.
mean, his rookie year came alive. He scored like 9 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Uh,
Impressive.
I mean, he's a red zone threat. And
Yeah.
then you got Dobbs, who's kind of your typical X receiver. He runs pretty good routes. He's decent. He's not a you know number one in the league, but I mean, he could be a solid two or three.
For sure.
And I mean, you saw him go off against Dallas. I mean, he shredded them.
Yeah.
So I like the potential there. And then you got Reed and Wicks, who are in year two. And both of those guys flashed and had very solid, you know, efficiency, in terms of they weren't full time players, but they were making big plays when they were on the field.
Yeah.
So I think the sky's the limit. The conundrum is, how do you mix all these guys in? There's four, and you want to get all of them the ball, but they run a lot of two tight ends, play action pass. So there's going to be two receivers on the field a lot of the time. So they're going to be rotating in.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's gonna be an interesting little I think the best part is because you had Jordan Love sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for 3+ years, learn the offense at first. He gets to come in and be able to command them and teach these young guys how to properly develop and be effective in the NFL rather than them walking in and trying to figure it out under a guy who's like, you know, either like Aaron Rodgers, who's old and done this 8 times over, he's kind of fucking over it, or like young and learning it just like them. It's kind of like the perfect in between to like launch their wide receiver careers into the atmosphere. We'll see how
Yep.
it turns out. I'm curious to see because we talked about the slow start with Jordan Love last year. He didn't keep it running. Do you think this year? I was kind of looking at your record. I could kind of see a little bit more of a slow start again this year, just a little bit. How you feeling about him? How you feeling about you guys play Bears week 1, right?
No, they have the Eagles week 1 in
Oh,
Brazil.
oh, that's right. The green game.
Yeah,
Can't wear green. Can't wear green. What do you guys
can't
wear?
wear
Yellow?
green. So that'll be a fun week 1 matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, just overall outlook going in, what I can see, I mean, I I I could see a slow start, and it's gonna be really interesting to see how do teams adjust to a full year of film on Jordan Love. How does he adjust? How does he improve? But I mean, I think top 10 offense has gotta be, more likely than not, and I that's what I see. I
Wow.
mean, LaFleur, is a very solid play caller. So, yeah, I mean, I think this team is expecting to make the playoffs and win double-digit games.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, both our record predictions were double digits. We'll get into that in a second, but it's kind of funny. I was debating this when I was doing the Colts podcast the other day. I was saying, can you have a top 10, not only offense, but like top 10 wide receiver core without having a top 10 receiver? Because I kind of feel like that's where the Colts at, where we I was looking at like even like Michael Pittman, who's our best receiver. He's not, if you look at his stats, the way he's not a top 10 receiver in the league, but he's a top 10 talent. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
crazy how much wide receiver talent there is in the league so far, and it's only getting better. It's the same kind of boat I think you guys are in, where I don't know if you guys have a guy right now who's a top 10 receiver, but I'm not going to shy away and say that you guys don't have the potential, or at least kind of like hitting that spot where you could be, right in that top 10 overall offensive production, if not, a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, I it is something that, you gotta think about. Most really good offenses, elite offenses, have that number 1 guy who is a stud, and sometimes even 2.
Yeah,
Look at the Eagles and the Bengals. So I think that you wanna see one of these guys kind of step into that number 1 role and really be that guy. I
yeah,
don't know who that's gonna be because 'cause they're all kinda different receivers and they complement each other. You want Watson to be that guy, but he's sort of profiles as more of like a deep threat specialist red zone guy as opposed to move the chains kind of guy.
for sure.
So, they Dobbs is the opposite. He's kind of your intermediate move the chains guy, but he's not a burner. Reed is more of a slot guy.
Hmm.
Uh, so can he be a number 1 like top 10 receiver? I don't know if that's in his profile, but and then you got Wicks, who's kind of I think Wicks could be that guy very sneakily. People are getting hyped about him. He kind of profiles like a Devonte Adams type receiver, where he is a release specialist, very good off the line of scrimmage, and he separates against man and zone coverage.
Which
So,
is huge in the NFL.
yeah, I mean, there's so much zone going on, so that's important to be able to, attack. So,
Find that gap.
Wicks could be that guy. I mean, I think this year we'll let it play out and see who it is, but I think someone will.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's this year is so I've said it so many times over. I've said this on almost every podcast that like the talent in the NFL, just in general, from team to team, is insane. There's not there's like two teams they're gonna be bad, and other than that, it's like what the hell? Anyone could be good. It's like
That's the thing
obviously
about yeah,
I was gonna say
that's
like the Patriots are probably gonna be dog shit this year, and then likely the fucking um 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 um, um, not the Commanders, the Panthers, are not
yeah.
gonna be the greatest. But other than that, who knows? Who knows? Like, you guys have a squad. Vikings have a squad. Bears have a squad. Fucking Lions look fucking phenomenal. That's just in one division. Like, it's like that everywhere. AFC South, NFC West, AFC West, AFC South, or NFC South. Like, it's like there's you can see any single team winning the division, any single team coming up and like ending up taking it all. Do you see you guys taking the division this year?
It's going to be tough. I mean, the Lions are pretty much bringing everything back.
And
I
then some.
thought it would have been huge had their coordinator Ben Johnson moved on, but he wants to stay there. So they're going to run it back with this team and this offense that I mean, they play I think they play only a couple of games this season outdoors. They're going to be in a dome most Sundays. Jared Goff is very comfortable there. They're going to be good.
Yeah.
So I could see, like, if the Packers are going to win the division, they're going to have to win 12 or 13 games. And, you know, so I would put them right up there. I think they have a chance, but the Lions are favored and they should be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be realistic about that. But I think they have to be clearly ahead of the other two teams. So I'm hopeful. I think they can win the division, but they're going to have to play very well. The defense is going to have to be average or a little better at least.
Yeah.
So
I
what
don't
what do
know.
you think? What's your assessment?
Here's the insane part, right? So, well, I'm just gonna ask you yes or no questions. Did the Bears get better at quarterback?
Yes.
Okay. Did their team get better?
Yes.
They had 7 wins last year. Same story with the Vikings. Quarterback, is it better? Obviously, Kirk got hurt, so better than Josh Dobbs.
No.
You don't think Sam Darnold's better than Josh Dobbs?
Okay. Well, no, I'm talking Kirk Cousins,
No, 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 but Kirk Cousins got hurt pretty early, and they still managed to win another, like, 3 or 4 games, so
They
that's what
were in it, but they fizzled out. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, 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 but that's what I'm saying, and Justin Jefferson got hurt and, a bunch of
so I
their
think the difference between the Bears and the Vikings, like, yeah, the Bears got better roster wise,
yeah,
but I think their coach is going to hold them back from stepping into a playoff caliber,
I I
type
agree.
of team.
I agree.
So, and then it's the opposite with the Vikings. I don't think their roster got better, but their coach
Yeah.
is fucking good.
Yeah. I
Kevin
mean,
O'Connell is good.
they did get your boy Aaron Jones. I think that's a help. Obviously, Devontae or not Devontae, Justin Jefferson's still there, and they still got Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson. So that's an absolute dominant wide receiver core. And Aaron Jones, as you know, can catch the ball out of the backfield. That's just kind of where I'm getting at. Is like they're obviously coming into it healthy. Health is a concern. I think people didn't really give Sam Darnold the most fair of chances. He started off with the Jets, who are just like a perennial shit offense, shit offensive minded team. Don't know what the fuck they're doing, and it fucked him up. And he got a chance to kind of like reinvigorate himself. And they're giving him the keys to the franchise. I'm not saying the Vikings are gonna win it. I'm just saying I could see them getting 8, 9 wins. I could see the Bears getting somewhere around 9, 10 wins. So that the more wins that the rest of the division gets, the harder it's going to be because that's also division wins. I think likely a lot of the teams are going to split. I could see your division being so competitive and every team being so good that like two teams end up being out, but they're right on the cusp, and then another two of your teams. But I could also see all 4 of you guys making it to the playoffs. So it's
Yeah,
like you guys kind of have that division where I think it's most likely that all 4 make it into the playoffs. But I
no
kind of
way.
I most if we were ever going to see it, I think it would be from this division this year. The one closest right behind it is the AFC South, one the Colts playing because the Titans are the one that's kind of like and they're even sneaky. Like they built a fucking squad this year. It's insane how many new players, like studs, they have playing. But yeah, no, if I could see it happening, it would be your division this year.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be very competitive. So I think the Bears, yeah, they won 7 games, with
Yeah,
Fields and whoever. So yeah, Caleb Williams, we'll see how he's supposed to be very good, but you never
yeah.
know. I mean, I think Stroud is more outlier than the rule. So we'll
Caleb
see.
Williams is a difference maker. Like
He is,
he's
but
an
some of that
absolute
play style might not translate to the NFL right away.
Ye yeah. I've gone back and forth on that. I'm pretty high on Caleb Williams. I've been watching him since Oklahoma. Um, and they also got Roma Dunze. So that's another 1-2 punch where
They have studs. They're going to be good. I mean, their receiver core is top 5 in the league. I think, you know,
oof.
you could
Yeah.
you could argue that.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, I think Eberflus sucks though.
I
So
agree. He should
I,
stick to with the Colts their
and
defense.
he's an old Colts guy. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. He's a coordinator. He's not a head coach. That's why I think he is a
yeah.
great coordinator, a shitty head coach.
I think the Bears. They'll show flashes this year. I don't think they make the playoffs. I think they win 7, 8 games.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I think they'll be respectable, but they're going to fire Eberflus after this year, and they're going to go get an offensive guy to pair with Caleb Williams. Or, I mean, dude, if Vrabel wants to go to the
Fuck.
Bears, I'd be
Fuck.
scared. I'd be scared of
Fuck.
that. I
That's
mean,
a
there's some good coaching candidates.
fuck. That's a good place for Vrabel. They love defense. He's great at getting the whole team competitive. Very good at picking offensive coordinators. Oh, dude,
I wouldn't
that
like that.
would
I
be
wouldn't
tough.
like that.
That would be tough. I like that. I like that. See, I'm all about like fuck you. Like I'm glad Vrabel's out of our conference, man. Like that dude is a troublemaker.
Yeah,
Wow. That's a lot to think about. That's what I'm saying. But I still think you kind of have it right in your head where it's Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings. But the Vikings, I just have this sneaking suspicion the Vikings are gonna be decent this year. I just like they're
I
gonna
think decent is like pretty close to their ceiling.
yeah, but I'm saying like 9-10, 8-9. I could see them being like in that NFC, getting that last seventh seed at 9 wins, because it's a tough little gritty competition.
I don't
Who?
think their defense is anything special, and I don't think they're
Yeah,
giving the keys to Sam Darnold. I mean,
they have to. They
they'll
told
see
them
how
they
it
are.
goes. I don't think. Yeah, Darnold's been in some shitty situations, but I mean, I don't think he's the guy. I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't think he's the guy of the future. No, 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 no. But I do think he could take them to like do a Baker Mayfield type of guy, and they're giving him the Baker Mayfield type situation that the Rams gave him that last 4 or 5 games of that run of season. How many games he got? He played well. He got a chance to really get himself onto the Bucks and make a big contract. I think that's the same exact thing with Sam Darnold. They're giving him the whole year instead of just the end of the season because I can tell you JJ ain't it. That's for damn sure. That fool don't.
See
I heard he the third string quarterback. Like god damn.
if you think JJ ain't it, then I don't think the Vikings are going to be good this year because I don't see Sam Darnold winning that. He's a bridge quarterback. I don't think if he plays a full season, I don't think they win more than 6, 7, 8 games. I think that 8 is like their ceiling. So I think they want JJ to come in sometime like mid-season and hope that he, you know, can give them a
Hell
spark. But I don't have high hopes for that.
Hell no. JJ's trash. I think Sam Darnold is gonna at least get I'm telling you, I'm a little higher than most people are, and I think especially under Kevin O'Connell, because you saw what Josh Dobbs did with fucking Kevin O'Connell as offensive coordinator. Like, dude had something, and Kevin O'Connell's a smart fucking guy. He's shown that he can get some wins when he doesn't have everything around him. So I think I don't know. I could see them vaulting up. I don't know if I'm gonna I haven't we're as we get close to the season, as I see how things go, I might have to do some little preseason, division picks and Vikings could take that 2 spot, you know?
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't see that
All right.
happening.
Stake your claim, bro. Stake your claim.
Nah, that's wild. I'd have to think about that a little bit more. But you do have the Packers going 12-5 this year. I put them somewhere close to 11-6. It's tough, man. I mean, I've probably the past 3 or 4 teams that I've done, I've picked 10, 11, 12 wins, so some teams gotta lose, you know what I mean? Someone gotta if competition gets a lot better, it could also be a lot more you're seeing, 9, 8 type wins, 10-7. That's kinda what happened last year in the AFC, right, Uh, the AFC South division winner, the Texans were 10-7, last minute wins. It's gonna be a grind for the whole season. Health is gonna be a concern. You guys, I mean, Jordan Love stayed pretty healthy last year, right?
He did. He didn't miss a game.
So
So
that's good. That's good. It's gonna be the wide receiver core health. Give me closing thoughts on the Packers. Let's see how I think we got a cool minute on this one. This has been a good one. 11 or you got 12-5. What's gonna be like what's gonna be needed to propel you guys to that? And what would be the thing that would hold you back from getting to the 12-5 mark? Two-part question for you.
Sorry, you froze for a second.
Oh,
So,
my
yeah,
bad, my
no,
bad.
I think I got your question. So, I mean, I'm expecting the offense to take a step forward, be a top 10 offense that can be explosive.
Okay.
What's really, I mean, we talked about it earlier, but what the defense can do, how they can improve, is going to determine how good this team can be.
For sure.
If Halfley comes in and he kind of unlocks some of the talent on the defensive side of the ball, like let Jair be an island corner sometimes. You know, they got some edge guys who can do some damage. So, yeah, I, if they can somehow produce like a top 10 offense, I think 12 wins is well within the cards. And
It's huge.
I mean, shit, I think NFC Championship, reaching the Super Bowl is definitely in play.
Ooh,
They got that playoff experience last year. They felt the sting of blowing it against the Niners. I mean, they were right there.
yeah.
So, I mean, I think they're going to take that, and internalize that. This team is going to grow together. I like the vibes. So, I hope I'm not setting myself up for a letdown, because you never know. I mean, anything can happen. You never know. So, yeah, I'm very optimistic. A lot of people are. So that scares me a little bit, but I think this team has it. So yeah,
If we could get a Lions Packers NFC Championship, oh my god. Oh
dude,
my god.
it almost happened last year, and it would have
Oh,
been in Detroit where the fucking Packers won on Thanksgiving and handled them.
was
If
poor
they go to
for it.
Detroit for the NFC Championship last year, I mean, you could be talking Super Bowl berth. So
I was praying for it, man. I wanted it so bad. I fucking hate the Niners. Like, if there's one team in the NFL I hate more than any rest of them, it's the fucking 49ers. It used to be the Patriots, but they just suck too much. You kind of feel bad for them. It's the Niners.
that's saying something coming from a Colts fan. I mean, not a divisional team.
Hell no. It's their fans, dog. I've talked about it time and time again. Niners fans are the absolute worst, dude. They're the same as Warriors fans. It's the same people, dude. They're fans when they're great. They don't give a fuck when they're bad. It's kind of like LA, too. But it's the worst. Living around them, they're obnoxious. They're all in your face when they're good, but they're all like slinking back and like little sad dog puppies when they're shit, dude. Fuck them. Fuck
It's been awful being a Bay Area resident and seeing the Packers lose to them in the playoffs
'em.
fucking perpetually. It's
Uh,
like we can't beat them. We can't break through. Like the chances are there. Like I don't even want to rehash some of this shit. But
ugh.
I think Love can be the guy that reverses it. I thought it was going to happen last year. I was thinking, no way Jordan Love beats the fucking Niners in his first playoff game after Rodgers couldn't do it. Uh, and then the door shut right in our face. And I was thinking, golly, like that was it. But
That was his second playoff game, right? Because you guys won the first one.
yeah, that's the playbook right there. Beat Dallas in the playoffs and then lose to the Niners after. We're Dallas's daddy in the fucking playoffs.
Yes, you are. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean it's just getting to that playoff spot. Doesn't matter if you're division win. Doesn't matter if you're. I mean, if you get first seed, obviously it's great. But more than likely, you're not, just because there's so many other seeds. Just get that seventh seed, and you have a chance to make it, man. Oh my god, it's gonna be great. I can't wait for the season. We're just around the fucking corner.
All right, give me your what is it, week 2 or 3 the Packers play the Colts.
Week two.
We might have to link up and watch that game
I'm
together.
down. I'm down. Yeah, no, I'm definitely down. It's gonna
Give me
be.
your prediction. It's in Indianapolis.
I got the Colts. Because I see us losing week one to the Texans. We're just not a good week one team. We never have been. So I got us coming back, surging first game at home, coming out big dick swinging, destroying that defense of yours. Because yes, Steve, I could see it where it's gonna be that point. We haven't quite figured it out yet. Week two defenses are kind of like, sometimes we're great and then we falter. I think you guys are gonna be the opposite, where you're gonna kind of falter and then you're gonna be great. So I
I
think
take
that's
it
gonna be
back.
one. Yeah. What do you
I
mean?
said,
What?
all right, so week 1 in Brazil against the Eagles. It's week 2, Colts Packers. It's in
Yeah.
Lambeau.
Oh, it is in Lambeau. I still got us winning because it's still early enough. I know we're great. Anthony Richardson, that dude, I've watched him play on the road a few times. I mean, fuck, he was down 29 or 23 nothing against the Rams late into the third quarter and ended up fucking tying the game 29-29 to go to overtime. So that's against, same similar experience of teams, just different type of quarterback play. I got no fucking hesitation. I know our defense is going to be a lot better. I know our offense is going to be a lot better. I think we're going to shock the world. I don't mean to hate, but if this game was played like week 9 or 10, I'd have a different prediction. I think I might have taken
Okay.
it back. But yeah,
I,
early on.
I think the Packers. I think the Packers are going to pull it out. Week 1 is going to be a toss up for me, so I could see them losing to the Eagles. Eagles are good early in the season. Week 2, get right. Maybe Richardson throws a couple picks.
Not even know.
Get the run game going on the Colts, and I could see it being like a 24-21 game.
Oh,
Uh, but yeah,
have you
we
looked
should
at the
think
Colts
about that one.
or the Colts roster this year? Oh my god. Have you seen our team? It's like we're slept on. We're stacked. Like
They're
our only weakness is our secondary just because they're young and they were hurt last year.
Mhm. It's really going to come down to Richardson, man. Like,
Him
is
and J.
this guy? If this guy can have some sort of like Cam Newton type season, I mean, the sky's the limit for the Colts. I'll acknowledge that. I mean,
He's better than
I've been
Cam if he
a
stays
lot of the
healthy.
buzz I'm seeing, like people are predicting the Colts to be good. So I don't know if they're slept on, but like maybe their ceiling's higher than people think. So
I
Steichen
yeah,
is great.
yeah. I think all of what I'm hearing, I guess you're right. They're not really slept on. I think Steichen is. I've said it time and time again. He's the key to us going as far as we can go. Is Richardson's health and Steichen is like. I think he's the next Andy Reid type. Maybe Sean McVay. I can't give Andy Reid type, but I think he's one of the better offensive coordinators in the league. He's shown that he can definitely build around any sort of type of quarterback play style. Doesn't matter what they're like. If they throw the ball more, if they run the ball more, if they're a hybrid like Anthony Richardson, he's seen all two types. He's seen a great offense developed around Gardner Minshew. But yeah, health is the biggest concern. We stay healthy. But week 2, I could still see AR. You might hit him. You guys might be the game where he gets knocked a little bit and then fucking has to come out for like 8 plays. We get all freaked out and then he comes back and
Hmm.
then maybe that's where I could see it happening. But if you want right now, what I'm feeling the score, it's going to be something around like 27-14. Yeah.
27-14. Wow, you
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
them by
Yeah.
double digits, bro. That's some disrespect right there.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just like you asked for a number. And that's what I'm feeling just because I know our defense is going to come out flying. And I know our offense is going to be something phenomenal that people haven't really got a chance to see before because of like watching what I was watching last year, the plays types that they're running. I was like, I have never seen anything like this before. So I think people won't have us figured out yet. That's going to be the biggest thing. And I think we might be one of those teams. We averaged the first 9 games 20 points a game. No other team was able to do that. And that's with Gardner Minshew starting most of the time. So I'm saying I think we might round the score a little bit on y'all niggas.
We're gonna have to link up and talk some shit for that one.
Dog, I'm down. I usually my game routine, dude. You ever had those Paps 10 milligram seltzers?
No.
Dude, they're the shit. So I'll wake up, I'll fucking smack one of those bad boys first thing in the morning. About half an hour in, I start feeling the buzz. So I'll fucking smoke a little bit, maybe hit the bong, take a dab. And then once the game starts, you rip another one of them bitches. Halftime, you rip another one, and then into the second half, you open a beer or something. You're having a day or shit. 30 milligrams in, smoked a joint or two. You're having a great time. You have a couple energy drinks, and it's fucking NFL Sunday, dog. Fuck.
You're an absolute menace for that.
Half the time you end up passing out after the halftime game, or sometime around the halftime games. But shit happens.
Yeah, I feel you, man. There's no better feeling than waking up on a Sunday and it's what you're in for that day. You got nothing to do. on the couch. I try to hit the gym in the morning, try to feel good about that,
Get
and
some
then I
work in.
come home and I am on the couch
Yeah.
the rest of the
Have
day.
a great time. I'll have to if you slide through this way, I'll for sure have some Packers cubes for you. I'll do a Packers and cold drink or some shit.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll call it right there. Dermer, I appreciate you joining us. We'll have to get you on another one. This is a fucking good time, dog. You
Yeah.
definitely
We-
you can hold your own in the green zone ring.
Fuck yeah. I'm down, man. This was a good time. I love talking ball. So yeah, I'd definitely be down to do another one. And as the
Bro,
season, approaches, there's going to be more stuff to talk about.
we're almost there. We're almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like this content, please consider like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. We'll be back another one. I think Buccaneers is next. Yeah, something like that. We'll hit y'all with that one. Catch you in the next one. Go smoke some fucking weed. Peace.
Later.